My action learning project critical inquiry question is, how can I integrate Google Earth to engage students in learning about the historical context of a nonfiction work and making more personal connections to the text? Google Earth in and of itself is an amazing resource, but it certainly affords many educational opportunities. Can be used across the curriculum in many different subjects. It's relatively easy to use, and I think kids really enjoy using it. Google Literature Trips, are also known as Google Lit Trips, is a great source to use for the English language arts classroom. There are pre-made voyages for different books like the Odyssey, the Aeneid, the Grapes of Wrath, and many other books where students can actually kind of travel through Google Earth and follow the voyages of characters taken in these books. On the Google Lit Trips website, there's also two other resources that are really neat. The first is Authors' Homes, where you can see 3D images of authors' homes and kind of explore their hometown. And the next is Literary Landmarks, and you can view three-dimensional images of famous buildings from literature. My cooperating teacher was teaching the book Night by Elie Wiesel, and I was fortunate that there was actually a Google Lit trip that was already made for Night. And my lesson, my action learning project, was used as kind of a culmination project and a review session, because there was actually a quiz coming up the next day. And I wanted it to be something that students could actively participate in. So the way that I set it up was I paired students up based on their experience with Google Earth. Luckily, about half the class had used Google Earth, so I was able to pair students that had used it with students that didn't have any experience, and kind of use peer teaching this way. I originally wanted every student to have their own laptop, but with some students that had not used Google Earth in the past, I thought it would be a little bit distracting and too time consuming. There was a lot of preparation that went into this lesson. The first thing I had to do was download Google Earth onto all the laptops. Then I had to download the Night Lit Trip. I wanted to have all the computers up and running, the programs loaded for when the students got in. I didn't want them to have to download stuff or load stuff. And I also wanted to make sure all the laptops were charged and ready to go. The first activity that I did with Google Lit Trips, Google Earth, and the night lesson was kind of taught about the geography of World War II and the spread of the German Empire and also the Jewish diaspora. This kind of set the stage with a little bit of historical context. So this is kind of the starting screen for the Night Lit Trip. The orange line is the path taken by the characters in the novel, and each chapter in Night corresponds to a certain location on the lit trip, which is signified by one of these orange stars of David. And it's an automated trip that students can pause. There's a navigation tool in the lower left. And at each one of the stops, there's pictures and quotes from the book and a lot of external links to various websites. Students can watch movies, read encyclopedia entries, and there's just a lot of opportunities for students to explore this cities, the surroundings, and particularly the concentration camps. To increase the student engagement with this lesson and with the technology, I asked various questions at each one of those ops that had to be answered by either exploring the area, looking at pictures, following external links, watching a video, or using like some of the legend features on Google Earth as far as like distance. And on this slide here, a few of the example questions I asked. I also had the lit trip projected onto the whiteboard at the front of the room, running off my laptop. This isn't a very good picture, but this is a picture of it projected the front of the room. And I thought this would allow students to kind of help keep their place, and if they lost track, be able to answer questions and see some of the pictures that I brought up. And I was really impressed that all the students really were very happy to use this, really excited to be using Google Earth, learning this new technology, and really taking some ownership in their education. It was a very good experience. I'm definitely very happy with the way that this lesson and project and integrating technology turned out. I had substitute taught these students before, and I've been a regular substitute at this school. So I kind of had a relationship with the students already, which certainly helped. And I had been to many of the regular classes that my cooperating teacher taught on night, and I participated in the literature circle. And I think this lesson will work well with smaller classes. My class had 14 students, which was very nice, so I only had to prepare 7 computers. Things definitely were a little bit chaotic in the beginning. So I wanted to make things as easy as possible. I had the computers up and running, ready to go. Everything was downloaded, and I was the one who passed out the laptops. And I think it was definitely a good idea to pair students based on their experience level. Regardless, I still got a lot of questions about, my computer isn't working. How do I do this? How do I do that? Can you repeat that? And I did get a lot of good feedback as well. There were 3 teachers actually that observed me. My cooperating teacher, the social studies teacher, and the special education teachers. All of them agreed that it was great to do something different. They told me that laptops are mostly used for research and word processing, and this was a great use of technology, and I thought the students really liked it. The social studies teacher immediately recognized the benefits that his class could gain from using this technology, and the special education teacher really liked the visual, the tactile, and the kinesthetic appeal of using this. And I informally assessed the students. I just thought, I asked them what they thought of the lesson. Everyone liked it. Everyone wanted to use it again. They wanted to use it in other classes. One particular quote, I liked putting pictures with the reading. One student asked, "Are we going to do this with every book?" And another said, "Can we do this tomorrow also?" So some kind of self-evaluation. Well, the 3 other teachers that were present did help out. I was really given full responsibility. And one thing I will say is whenever students are using technology, classroom management really jumps to a whole other level. And when and if I do a lesson like this in the future, I would like to have each individual student use a laptop. I would consider making my own Google Lit trip, and ultimately I'd like to have students create a lit trip for a book that we study. All in all, I really enjoyed this project, and I feel confident about teaching it again in the future.